Doesn't matter what beer you use for beer can chicken. Well, we're about to find out. We picked 4 from the grocery store. You guys stay tuned. I'm Neil. Welcome to Pellets and Pits. Let's get started. It's another cold one. Holy smokes. All right, to get started, this is what we're doing. We got our chickens. They've been dried off, and we've had them in the refrigerator overnight just to help dry it out. Try to make the best chicken possible, not only from the flavor from the inside, but from the outside, okay? I've got my Shake That seasoning. You know what? I'm just playing around today. I've got about that much. I'm just guessing. And then I'm going to add some stuff that I would like on a chicken. This is salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. But what if you want more flavor? So I take this as a base. And basically, just like most people out there, I just like to add to it. So I'm just going to roughly guesstimate really quick. All right, so I added some chili powder, some paprika, some cumin, a little Italian herb and seasoning, and a little smoky honey habanero just for a little kick. My honest opinion is it's not going to matter what seasoning you use on the outside. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is, can you taste the flavors of the inside of the beer, right? When it releases all of its moisture, its flavor and all that stuff, can you actually taste it? I don't think the exterior is going to matter, so don't fret over the seasoning I'm using. Use your favorite seasoning on the outside. Not bad. To hurry the video along, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do one chicken only, then I'm going to do all 4, and then we'll get back to it, okay? So basically, as you can see, the dried off chicken, just a little avocado oil. You can use duck fat. It helps as a binder, plus that oil actually helps crisp up the skin. So just give your chickens a good massage, inside and out, all the nooks and crannies. All right, they're all oiled up. So you just want to be very kind of, I would say, liberal, precise on what you're seasoning. Just get a good coat all the way around. Just like that. I'm gonna work on the other 3. The reason why we're all here, beer can chicken, which one's best? Let me show you what we got. This is by no means my selection, what's in my refrigerator. This is my thought behind the magic, okay? We have a light beer and a dark beer. And then we have lemonade and we have apple. Lemonade, obviously with lemons, my idea, as long as the apple. Both of those complement chicken very well. This has nothing to do with like any other, don't overthink it. I went a dark beer, a light beer, I went lemonade, and I went apple cider, okay? Or apple flavor. This is the idea. When we were out there, we picked big cans because we wanted individual cans. I didn't want 6 packs or 12 packs or 80 packs of all this. What we found out was some of these cans don't fit in your beer can holder. So while you're doing this and you're doing the same thing I'm doing about looking at flavors, just be careful what kind of beer can chicken holder you have and make sure your can fits in there properly. You can also see that there's actually different size and heights of cans. This is more traditional. So depending on the size of your smoker, how tall your smoker is, a can like this, even though it fits in here, might be too tall. Just a few words of wisdom. All right. Obviously, you can tell we have 4 cans. We have 4 chickens. So I'm only going to do 1, and then we'll do the rest of it. What we're going to do is... That's a hard way to start the morning right there. All right. The 4 of them combined is not a good combination.
Especially after you just had coffee.
I'm sure they're great on their own, but together that's a hard chug. All right. Anywhere from about like a quarter to a half taken down, you just want to take a can. I use a can opener because this opens up more surface area. Do not grab this with your hand at all. Okay, look how much surface area is in there, okay? So that's what we're gonna be using. Now that your tops are cut off, let the games begin. Bought these little jokers at Academy, basically beer can chicken holders. So this is the deal. Some people put herbs, stuff like that in there. Some people warm their beers up. This is pretty like temperature. I know it's a little chilly outside, but it's not as bad as it like coming out of the refrigerator. We'll be fine. So it's about it's about right there on the can, give or take. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So what we're going to do now is just basically stuff the chicken.
Woo!
Obviously easier than it looks. Oh yeah. Like it's laying out at the beach.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Now, some people put caps in there to block the steam coming up. I just close the neck. I don't think it's a big deal. I've done it before and I didn't see any difference at all. There we go. So once you're done, that's what it should look like. I have saved some of the seasoning. I did not use all of it. So when you touch your chicken, typically you're touching a little bit more aggressively than normal. You can always come back and touch it up right before you put on the smoker.
Touch up the seasoning layer.
Yeah. Smoker rolling about 250. The inside of my temp's gonna be rolling about 225. I'm gonna let it smoke there for about an hour, and then we're gonna crank up the temperature, maybe about 320, somewhere between 300 and 350 just to finish the cook, help crisp up that skin and get a nice golden brown on the chicken. All right, I've got them staggered a little bit. If I need to rotate these along the cook, I will. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the cook. I'm looking at perfect cooked chicken, so regardless of how I do it, that's how I'm gonna end up doing it. I'm gonna take a meat probe. Basically right there in the breast. That's gonna give me an idea what temperatures we're looking at along the cook. It's not a 100% guarantee, but at least it gives you an idea. Alrighty, just what I'd imagine. I think this side of the chicken's getting a little bit more heat. My firebox is here, my draft is here, so obviously the air is coming up and over. So all I'm gonna do is rotate this one to the back, this one to the back, and put this one to the front, this one to the front. Like I said, we're at 250. So I'm gonna turn up to about somewhere through there, maybe 340. That's gonna hit the internal in here about 315 to 320. Just like that. So this is going to be able to develop some more color, dry out a little bit more. I think we're looking good. Alrighty, about 2 hours and 15 minutes later, I've been rotating my chicken back and forth. I've even rotated from the back to the front, along with the back to the front. Like I said, whatever the best way it was for me to come out with a good product, that's what I did. So the one internal probed about 156. I'm just going to check around different areas. This will be the first time I check for temp. 130, we're way off. So this one's 138. This was 167, which means it's still under. Your dark meat should be a little bit higher up. So we still got time. We still got time. That's interesting. This one right here, for some reason, is 20 degrees cooler. So that's gonna be a tough one. That changes my whole philosophy here. I know what you're saying. It's a shameless plug. If you saw that video earlier, we did a twice baked potato with pulled pork and we loved it so much, I had to make them again. This time I'd added cream cheese and horseradish to it. I know it's not a part of the video. If you guys want this recipe, you can check out pelletsandpits.com. Let me tell you something. Spoiler alert, these things are fantastic. All right, these out of the way. This is what we came here for. Do my chicken dance. Great color, great color. I've let them cool down on the smoker. I actually just turned the smoker off once they hit pretty close to the temp that I wanted, and then we just let them rest on the smoker. The good thing about this is I couldn't mess it up. There's no way I can mess it up because the beer is in there. So all the moving and going back and forth.
You know which one's which is what you're saying.
That is true. There's no second guessing this one. All right. Truth be told, in all honesty on the table, I'm not actually a big fan of beer can chicken. So I'm gonna try to hold my bias to the side and give you my honest opinion. Typically, I'm a brine spatchcock kind of guy. So this is completely different than my point of view, but I'm willing to give it a try. First one's up. I don't have a clue. What is this? Oh, this is Guinness. All right. Be careful. That liquid in that can is hot. Whew. Oh man, that crispy skin.
We're gonna try the breast of all of them.
We are
for equal test.
Yeah. So the first one's up is going to be the Guinness.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, it's got a really good, nice render of that fat on that chicken, and that's why we let it dry overnight. Helps get the moisture out of the chicken, dry out that chicken skin. Smells good. You want to eat one at a time or cut all of them?
I don't know. I'm starving. Tastes like chicken.
You said it, not me.
I don't think there's any beer flavor that stands out.
Especially as dark as that beer is, in my opinion, you think it would come through more. I don't taste it at all. Next up. Oh, that's my apple. That was my winner right there. Either that one or the lemonade. I really thought hopefully would be the winner. Any bubbles in that one? No? That looks like... Ooh,
This is the hard apple cider.
Yeah, this is one I had a lot of...
High hopes for.
High hopes. Just in general, I'm actually a fan of the cider. I know one thing, we're gonna have some happy neighbors. This one seems a little bit moisture.
Don't taste it either.
No, but the seasoning's on point.
There's a good chicken.
The lemonade, this was my second favorite. Obviously lemons and chicken. Dang, that can's hot. This is a left-handed chicken. Juicy as well. That's actually the most tender. It's tender, it's extremely juicy.
I think so far there's really not a difference.
Look at the beer coming out. No, I'm telling you what, whether I'm biased or not, you still should be able to taste flavor between the two or four. And I haven't found anything to taste the flavor yet, so.
So far, just use the cheapest beer you can find.
This one might win it for the most juiciest.
So I definitely think the Coors Light was the juiciest.
And that could have been a multiple reasons. You know, that could be a difference of 3 to 4 degrees on the breast, depending on where it was in the smoker the whole time. I don't know necessarily if the Coors Light made it juicy or if it was just a perfectly cooked chicken. I told you at the beginning I was going to try to hold my bias off of it. Before I even answer, you can answer. I won't even mention anything. What do you think? Broned, spatchcocked, crispy skin.
Over beer can chicken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any day?
Yes. I mean, they were all good. The Guinness, I feel like, was the driest, but like you said, like we tried to cook them all exactly the same.
Yeah. And there's no way of knowing, unless I did it again, did all four the same, all four the temperature, did the whole thing again. If Guinness came out drier again, then we can have an idea, but it's still not fair to point that on Guinness and point that on Coors Light, say it's the moist. I was looking more for flavor. Ultimately, yeah. I think chicken is the best done when it's smoked, seasoned, or seasoned, smoked, and cooked perfectly. That's the best chicken you're going to find. I really had high hopes for the apple. I really did. I thought that apple cider would come through. If you're just thinking about it in your mind, you know, like I said, apple and lemon. But that's why we do these. I know one thing, I was excited to do it. I'm bummed that I wasn't like super excited when I tasted it. I really thought I'm gonna get that pop of flavor and change my mind completely, but.
I mean, all the chickens were good. You just didn't get the flavor you were expecting.
Exactly, that's the difference.
Yeah. All the chickens were perfectly good chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, there you go. That's just one way that we're gonna do a video. We have several more ideas out there. It seems like the ideas are unlimited. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace.